So let me come to TechLaunch, which is about translating technology to real market needs. I think you saw this slide a little while earlier. 1 semester, 4 credits, and runs every semester. So if your session is clashing with the, if your other modules are clashing this coming semester, feel free to take the one in January as well. So you do have, like Vinod said, taking a workshop type arrangement, but except in his case, he's working with multinationals, whereas what we start with is an actual technology. Nobody else but the technology. And then you decide, what can I do with this technology? And we provide the tools, and like in a workshop, the means to work on step by step to build this technology into a product which serves a specific need in the market. And then you figure out how to make it into a business and take it to market. In the process, we have already lined up for this coming semester several people from industry, entrepreneurs, CTOs, CEOs, etc. And in the process, you will learn with a team, and that team is going to be formed based on your choice as well as the diversity that we want to have. So this course is open to all students in NUS as well as lifelong learning students. So you may have a business student or a medical or a science student, someone who's young, someone who's old, and so on. And then you end up working together, as you can see, literally getting on your knees and working with each other, trying to figure out the product design and design plan, etc. And then, you know, sometimes you end up doing a lot of brainstorming, and you will have a little bit of fun in the process. The nice thing is you begin to develop a network. I think you heard that from Ivona earlier, as well as Jonathan Tan. By the way, both of whom who have gone through our courses here, and they've gone on to bigger and better things. And in the end, you present, as Vinod said, at eHive. Here, unlike enterprise development, where you're presenting it to specifically the companies that are sponsoring the project, we will have in TechLaunch VC funds, incubators, potentially R&D directors and CEOs of companies who would want to come and sit and listen, and they will grade you. No exams. This is real stuff. These get graded, and in the audience could be others who are also looking out for your technology to see, hey, is this real? Is this something I can put my money into? And that's eHive. The top screen of the screen shows you how eHive was this year, this April, all online. And the one below was taken from the semester before, and that was in NUS in real life. And I want to mention that we have done more than 70 technologies in the past 5 years. We have come up, as you've heard about Structo already, and they have brought in a project for enterprise development. We have others like Luminicell, Rosesco, Tip Biosystems, etc., all led by our students. And here's a list of several other projects that were started recently as startup companies. And some of them are getting funded. You will notice some of the more recent ones, like Salivate is currently already sampling. They just started last year. H2C, Breathonics, if you can see, that's already gone into testing for COVID patients using the breath of a person to test for COVID. So what we're talking about doesn't stop at the end of the course, it actually goes on. And if you have an interest to become an entrepreneur or play some role, you're most welcome. We have several former students who end up not necessarily taking the helm of a startup, but being involved in a part-time basis, or deciding to go into some larger companies and end up doing intrapreneurship, like the way you learn from enterprise development. Needless to say, many of our members have been winning awards and grants and funds, and some of them have become leaders. I think Urshad should be mentioned today because just this week, he was featured in Eco Business as a person, a founder of a sustainability related company that deals with, and they have actually brought in, or rather have nurtured several young entrepreneurs themselves. So now that I've maybe hopefully gotten your curiosity, I want to talk about the projects, which you heard a little bit earlier. Sensai, which is about seal integrity. Copper composite, which is about a wire that conducts better than copper. As you know, copper is the most commonly used wire, but here is a wire that can conduct even better than copper. Then there's e-skin that can be used as almost like an artificial skin to sense pressure, potentially all kinds of applications. Here we have another one called Emotion AI, which is much more software AI type technology, which came from A-Star. E-Skin was from a company outside. Emotion AI is from A-Star that has become a company. And then moving on, Green Corp is from chemical engineering department, where they have come up with a chemical process that speeds up the breakdown of biomass so that it can be recycled quickly. Then we have finally something very simple, taking existing technology and putting them together to create a way of doing cheaper advertising in a connected environment for the rural Asian market. So those are the projects that we have. And so I had mentioned too that you get to meet and learn from guests from industry. You learn to translate technology to product to value, and you get to dabble in business functions. You do have the experience of entrepreneurship. And I'm going to introduce someone today after this to be able to speak a little bit about her experience of doing entrepreneurship just after this course. You have to learn leadership skills. And leadership skills is not merely being able to take the lead. It's about how do you work with a team? How do you build a vision? How do you be able to convince, maybe even cajole and get people to follow what you think is the right idea? But at the same time, to be able to listen to your team and to understand where they're coming from and listening with empathy. How do we learn this? It's something that we cover within the course. So at this point, I want to say you are not marked for being successful to take a technology to market, not at all. You are marked for taking the effort, for trying, like you heard from Alina, going out and interviewing people, the effort that you take. Even if you fail, you may have failed in terms of getting a technology to a product, but the effort that you've taken is what we mark you for. No exams. This is real, and this is about how you deal with various aspects of entrepreneurship, and in the process learn how to be a leader. Beyond this course, we have an organization called eMagna, and the eMagna community is a community of all our former students, a number of whom who are in the audience today, and they organize several events. eMagna itself organizes the Distinguished Leaders Series, where distinguished speakers come and speak, but at the same time, at the student level, we have several activities for networking. This is the committee, the subcommittee of the eMagna community, and you will notice Alena spoke earlier. She's also on the subcommittee. Helen, Manoj are also within our group today, and you can hear from them as well. We do have an international chapter, principally based out of Europe, and they also connect. And they are very keen, when you form the projects, they are very keen to connect with you, to help you with your project. So you have help from our past alumni, students as well. So what should you do next if you are interested? The first thing is, if you are interested in enterprise development, click on the QR code on the left. If you're interested in TechLaunch, click on the QR code on the right. Both of them will lead to a website where you would enter your interests, the details about yourself, and also why you are interested in this particular course. What we do is use that to help you match to your project, as well to try to form teams that are truly multidisciplinary and appropriate for the project. Next, attend the first Zoom class, and then for enterprise development, that will be on the 17th of August at 6 p.m. And for TechLaunch, it will be on the 13th of August at 6 p.m. If you click on these QR codes, we will send you the Zoom link for the sessions. Even if you do not join, it will be nice for you to just come in. As the previous session you had, you were told, why don't you just attend the classes and just see how it is? Have a feel for it and decide whether you want to take it. Now, for ISEM students, which I hope most of you are, the first round opens tomorrow. So apart from clicking on those QR codes, you need to get into Modrec and choose this course. Sorry, there's a mistake here. I should say this should be 520, and that should be enterprise development. And so choose either 5920 or 5913. The first round closes on the 27th of July. You get first option, because after the 21st of July, there is another second round on the 30th of July. You're most welcome to if you do not get it in the first round. But the first round is specifically for you as ISEM students to take the spot first. And only then, members from other departments and faculties are offered this course in the second round. And at the end, on the third round, there is a chance to appeal if you still do not get in. But at all times, please stay in touch with us. So at this point, I'm going to stop, and I'm going to invite, in the first place, I'm going to invite Viveka to share her experience as a member of a former student who, by the way, she's featured here. She won funding for her project. Viveka, would you like to speak?
Yeah, thank you so much, Prof. Good evening, all of you. Yeah, so I was, a year ago, same time, I was the tech lead for WISE. WISE is an acronym for Wireless Sensing Platform, and also a synonym for SMART, right? So as a postdoc, I'm a postdoc here in NUS. For the past 3 years, I've been developing this WISE platform to monitor post-surgical complications that happens within the body. So long story short, so I've been developing this technology for the past 3 years. And for the past 1 year, when I decided to translate, I always wanted to be an entrepreneur, by the way. So when I decided to translate, I got the support of translational team in my institute, which is called Hatch. And they directed me to Prof. Ignatius to take the TechLaunch module. And I should say for the past 1 year, my real entrepreneurial journey started when I actually enrolled for TechLaunch. So last August, I took TechLaunch, and it was a very immersive and experiential course, which has been mentioned here like time and again, different words being used to tell that any course from IEL itself is very experiential and very immersive. So for the whole semester was very immersive. I was able to talk to a lot of people to validate my technology. I mean, it is a great technology, but to know whether the market really needs this technology, right? That's one thing that came out of this course. And Prof. Ignatius was also connecting me with people in the space, so big players in the space. So I did get the opportunity to talk to really very big medical device manufacturing people. Prof. Ignatius has all those connections, so he put me, made me meet the right people at the right time, right? So after the course itself, as it's shown in this picture, it was Prof. Ignatius who asked me to go and pitch at the CIH event. When he asked me to pitch, he was like, it doesn't matter whether you win the award or not, just for the feel of, you know, learning the art of pitching itself, you should go and do it. And fortunately, at the end of it, I was able to secure the funding, which is, I consider as the seed funding. And that helped me acquire more and more funding just within the past 1 year, right? And Prof. Ignatius also helps us, like if you join TechLaunch and if you really show the passion for it, he's the kind of person who would help you even beyond the course itself, right? So he is now one of my collaborators or co-PIs on any grant that I would apply to secure more seed funding or gap funding. So I would say, in my experience, you should look at TechLaunch beyond the 1 semester course. I mean, it's up to you. If you really want to take it as a 1 semester module, then that's up to you too. You would really learn a lot. Like Elena said, it will bring you out of the comfort zone, whether it's enterprise development or TechLaunch. It will really help you come out of the comfort zone. And beyond TechLaunch or enterprise development itself, if you really want to take this even further as a career choice, then I think these are the right people, the right network, and you're in the right place. So I would strongly recommend you guys to take TechLaunch or enterprise development for that matter. Yeah, any course from IEL I think is good, because in January, Prof. Ignatius again took me for frugal innovation. So that is a very wonderful course too. Yeah. So that is it, Prof. Thank you so much for supporting
Okay, thanks, Viveka.